Welcome back to part 2 of the episode covering the Sega Genesis Mini. So in the last section, I kind of went over all of the games, kind of screwed up a few of them. One of them was called Spatter. Couldn't read that because the writing's kind of small in the back of the box. I think there's like another one that I might have screwed up too. But anyways, moving on. Oh, and the locomotive, Super Locomotive is like a port of an arcade game. It's not a simulator. But anyways, moving on, I wanted to touch on a few of the games that I was pretty excited about on here, and maybe just show some screenshots from how they look on here. And also I kind of wanted to discuss how the menus are. So let's get started. So basically, this thing's pretty nice. I like that it has a bunch of options that you can choose from, such as like a couple different backgrounds, a couple different views to see all your games. I particularly like the view of the spines, kind of like how I have everything here. So that was cool. You can like filter through and click the game you want, and it'll give you like a little bit of information. One thing I was kind of disappointed about, and I'm not sure if any of the other minis do this, was I would have liked to see manuals somewhere, or just some sort of instruction, like little piece. Those were missing. So but all in all, I think it's pretty cool. I really like what they've done with this. So yeah, I just found it to be a pretty fun little mini to play around with. So what games excited me the most? Well, I'm sure you can probably guess one of them based on my reactions in going through the titles. And the first one's going to be the last one on the list, and that's the Ninja Warriors. And you guys might remember from my previous video about the Ninja Warriors that I was looking to play the Mega CD version. I didn't really look at this game list, so I didn't even know this was on here, so that was a complete surprise to me. And oh boy, was I happy about this. Just really cool to see the original game, and just to be able to see the prologue. I thought I'll probably put a little bit of that in here, maybe while I'm talking, just because it was just interesting to see that they really went the extra mile with this release, and it was like really cool. I mean, you go into the menus and you can still see that it's Ninja and Kunoichi, and it's just great. I mean, it's really cool. The music is just phenomenal. I mean, it's just like what you would expect from Ninja Warriors. So I'm just really happy that game really holds up, and I'm really happy that it's on here, because I wouldn't have been able to play it, or I would have been able to play it somehow, but it would have required a lot more work than me just popping this baby in and playing it on there. So that was really awesome. I really enjoyed that. I'm definitely looking forward to going back and checking that out. Apparently they had modified some of the music to make it match the arcade, so I was playing around with that. It was called like a range mode, I think. So I like that they do that. They've added these little features, and like the widescreen looks really cool for that. So thumbs up on that. I'm really happy they added that in there. Another one that kind of caught me by surprise, something that I'd never actually played before, was Night Striker. I'd never heard of that, and obviously being a fan of the Sega CD, a fan of Taito, and just a fan of games from that era in general, I was kind of struck by this one. So I checked it out. It has an interesting story with some, just straight to the point text, if you will, and Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. You're this car, and you can fly, and the car kind of reminds me like of this vehicle from an episode of Bubblegum Crisis. So I was kind of nerding out over that, and I just really like it. I like the branching paths, and yeah, I could just it's one of those games that I could see myself really getting into. So I'm just glad they put that on there, because I'm not even sure that got a US release. In fact, I'm almost positive that it didn't, because I'm a big collector of the CD, and I had never heard of that. So those two Mega CD games really impressed me. So I know I said I was going to do a Genesis game, and I still might do one or two, but I gotta give a little bit of respect for them putting Robo Aleste on here. Robo Aleste is just a really cool, unique game. I mean, what other mech game takes place in the past? I'm sure there are others, but But yeah, I mean, it's awesome that they put that on there, being that, it is a more expensive game, and not even the fact that it's more expensive, it's just a cool game, and I like that, it's exposing this game to a new generation of fans. So, I mean, I know a lot of people don't really know much about the CD, or some people might look down upon it because of its plethora of FMV games and just weird stuff, but there are some like awesome titles on there, and Robo Aleste is one of them. So I'm really glad that they put it on here, and it's what you would expect. Power-ups, I mean, you're just going through there, shooting, blowing up stuff in like feudal Japan. It's great. If you haven't played it, check it out. It's awesome. So I'm just really happy they put that on there. A couple highlights for the Genesis would be like definitely Crusader of Senti. I didn't take any footage of that because I'll probably do a video and devote some more time to that in the future. But another one that I really was happy they put on there was Ranger X, and I actually got a chance to play it, and I thought that game was pretty cool. I just like how they've kind of focused on a lot of unique shooters with the cool like renovation style, Wolf Team style. It reminds me a lot of like kind of the TurboGrafx style, where it was like has the full motion, well, not full motion, but like the animated like anime like cutscene type things in the beginning. There's a few games that they've included on here that had that. I believe Elemental Master, is that what it was called? Because I said I hadn't played that, and I popped that one in as well. Elemental Master, another renovation game. I thought it was like EA for some reason, but it's renovation. It's awesome. It's got like a really cool cutscene in the beginning. So I mean, there's a lot of great Genesis titles, but to be honest, the reason why I picked this up was for the CD titles, and I'm honestly happy I picked it up for the two Mega CD titles that I mentioned, the Ninja Warriors and Night Striker. So, I mean, honestly, for me, those two made it worth it because, I don't know, I don't collect Mega CD, and I honestly don't know how to play it without like emulating it, because I believe there's the difference in hertz from British TVs, the 50 hertz, to our TVs in America, 60 hertz. So I maybe with like a newer TV I could play it, I could figure it out, but it would have been taking some work, whereas this is just easy. So I'm really happy they put Night Striker and Ninja Warriors on here, because for me those two just made it worth it. So I'm really happy with this thing. I think it's great. Honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm not like a mini guy. I like to collect them, and I like having like the main ones that come out, but I think as far as playing them, and I actually enjoyed playing this one, but I just prefer the original hardware, being a nerd and stuff like that. But that being said, for games that are on, other countries that I might not have, or there's some sort of, technological barrier preventing me from easily playing those games, then this is a welcome substitute. So definitely recommend this to anyone who's a fan of shooters or a fan of Sega CD. There's a lot of great stuff on here, and hey, maybe some of the stuff that I wasn't so crazy about you're nostalgic for. So definitely check this thing out. Give it a shot. Support Sega. So, alright, well, thanks again for checking out these videos on the Sega Genesis Mini. Wanted to give some in-depth coverage on this, tell you what I think, highlight some of the reasons why I got it. I hope it was informative for you guys, and yeah, keep an eye out for the next video, and we'll see you next time.
It has been decided the revolution will begin operations in 7 days. We've examined countless strategies from every angle possible and narrowed it down to the best 3. First, we plan to take out the government's central communications master computer with a virus. This may be difficult, however, as the master computer has tough protection against hacking. Next, Kenny Platoon is planning cooperative operations to be performed with the S Federation. We must fully understand the implications of this alliance. Even if we accomplish the revolution, we fear the S Federation will take hold of the country. Finally, the Mark Project. Using the ATBU-10, there's a plan to assassinate the president. I think this operation will perhaps have the most effect, but the ATBU-10 are dangerous robots to set loose. Now, which of the 3 initiatives to put into operation is to be decided by the Council of Elders. The result of their decision should be transmitted to Intelligence Officer Li Yuan. Thus, OGR would like to contact him concerning this result within 7 days.
I continued walking through the old town looking for Li Yuan. Kinda looks like the authorities put a price on his head. I couldn't make complete contact with him. In line at this chaotic place on Main Street. An alley lined with prostitutes. This is a harbor where drug dealers hang. Lately, I've been getting myself in some dangerous situations. I'm endlessly searching for Lee like a lonely soul searches for a lover. But I finally met Lee, and he turned out to be a pitifully silent lover. His final love letter read, ZTT. All I have for now for something to follow are these bloody characters. ZTT. Is it the name of a shop? Or is it someone's initials? Once again, I continue wandering the night away aimlessly around town. In front of the club I went into by chance to give my exhausted body a break. The 3 characters that I'd been searching for were staring me in the face.
What do I want, I wonder? A drink? Something to eat? Or...
ZTT.
Yeah, should I check them out?
I want to talk to them. That woman who was smiling away so meaningfully disappeared somewhere after she had had a few words with the guy in the band. Now, everyone's quieted down, and the lights have gone out. It's an intriguing song. What's it called?
Daddy Mark.
Daddy Mark. The song's called Daddy Mark.
Yes.
Of course. Daddy Mark must be the answer. They've decided to go with the Mark plan. Starting tomorrow, we'll leave everything to our two dolls. And our live show will begin.